topic. There's a pushback because the secular world, they don't like this idea. How can you be managers, business owner? How can you try to make profit and try to be humble? That just doesn't mesh well now. It's not congruent that the two concepts. You try to do the best you can, and then you try to be humble, submissive, and kind. So there's a pushback that it's wrong to teach servant leadership. And then there's those who hate Christians, so they know that servant leadership comes from the Scripture, from the Bible. 幾差 secular college 不應得個錯狀咯，都是咩叫佢整個 leadership study right now. There's a famous book by Peter Norhaus. 佢教你授 leadership, and they have every chapter for every topics of leadership, and there is a chapter in there. I didn't bring my book, but there's a chapter in there on servant leadership. So it's still published. The secular world really hates this idea. The concept, the background to servant leadership comes from the Bible, and they don't want to infiltrate the academia system with the concept that comes from the Bible. But anyway, today, our teaching, you should focus on that. So if there's any educator in here that thought that we'll have in-depth academic study, we will not. And I choose not to, because we're in a church setting, and we are Christian leaders. So we're just going to listen as a sermon. So sorry for those who are prepared to come and listen to this interesting study on this topic. That will be a different time. The attitude of a servant leader, actually servant leadership, Philippians, she study every verse. I'm just going to pick out a few. It'll be too long. Philippians 2:3, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather than humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your interests, but to each other, to the interests of others. Very conceited people. They're just very hardy, very boastful. That's what you want to do. You have many more conflicts of interest. Don't do what I do, but learn to do what they want. So, how do we value others? One of our values to value others. It's never selfish ambition. If you are, then you're in the wrong profession. It's not for my glory. It's not so I could boast and be conceited. It's not because that's my ambition. How do we go against that and to value others? Learn to value others. We should know our followers. Leaders, sometimes we get caught up in ourselves. So we come into ministry, we come into any time of assignment. But you're so excited because they finally picked me. I have a bunch of ideas. I don't know if I could do it all in 1 year. And it's okay. It's good that you're zealous and you're ambitious. That's good leaders. They learn to first you should bow that. And for a lot of us, we're so caught up in our tunnel vision of leading that we forget that the people behind you, who are they? Proverbs 27, verse 23. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. That's Proverbs 27, verse 23. Give attention to mature. A lot of leaders don't know the condition of their flocks or their herds. All they do is, I finally get to wear the hat. I finally have to give as a judge, and so I'm ready. That excitement is good, but it needs to be channeled at the proper time and proper place. We just cannot be caught up too much. I don't need to know the follower. I am here to lead, and what you think doesn't matter. That's selfish again. You're not looking to the interests of others. So who are these people? Who am I leading? Do you know their condition? Ezekiel 34, God is yelling at the prophecies of the prophets and the shepherds. Verse 1. Ezekiel, by the way, so I apologize. 但是佢已經 speak English，但是嘛裡面講到頭先入邊我就佢 understand mostly more. The word of the Lord came to me, verse 1. Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and said to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Woe to you, shepherds of Israel, who only take care of yourself. Should not shepherds take care of the flock? You eat the curds, clothe yourself with wolves, and slaughter the choice animals. But you do not take care of the flock. You have not strengthened the weak, healed the sick, bound up the injured. You have not brought back the strays, or searched for the lost. You have ruled them harshly and brutally, so they were scattered because there was no shepherd. And when they were scattered, they became food for all the wild animals. My sheep wandered over the mountains, on every hill. They were scattered over the whole earth, and no one searched or looked for them. Nó bạn chịu chế cho, sư phụ của bạn chịu lên nụ ta. Mình giờ coi mình muốn trả tổ mình nọ chẳng cả. Mình muốn trả bao lại lụa chỉ cho nàng. Stay for the next 3.5 years. And that's why they thought bạn chịu mua bên mông, say they bán yang cho chông hả nè. Cho gọi là bây giờ nó chỉ rong xa rồi. If someone have no idea what their congregation is like, they say, oh, wow, I just graduated. They threw me into 1,000 congregation. You mean the budget's $1 million? Oh, I don't know how to manage this. Should we just spend $1 million on the parsonage first? Yeah, you just go crazy. You have no idea. You don't even care about the sheep. You know, the shepherds of Israel, you got to stop this. I realized that within the flock, the weak, sick, so it's not all joy and happiness. Look at the sheep that you're taking care of. There are some who are weak. There are some who are sick. There are some who's bound up, injured, needs to be bound up. There are some who's lost, stray away, and no one is searching for them. Wild animals eating them, and you're not doing that. That's the work of a shepherd. That's no Toyota whatever. No go trim, low bumper, whatever. They modify the whole car. You put it just a sports car that's, maybe it's not allowed in this country, but it's just a Honda Accord. But they just dress it up so nice. I went to that town and became youth pastor and just thought, the only way I'm going to talk to these people is to dress my car too. Well, I don't know how you dress a minivan, but you just have to dress it up somehow. So you have something to talk about. Hey, you get a new spoiler, you get a new shock, you have new brakes. Yeah. You have to know that leader it seems to be the trend. Yeah, everybody's playing pickleball. So you play tennis, man. We look down on pickleball. You only run. It's just reflex, yeah. Remind my ping pong, but it's a little more active than ping pong. It's not quite tennis. It's the middleman. And they always find middleman for everything. Yeah, they want to play pickleball. Yeah, I don't know if I should get on board yet, but people's pressuring me. What are their interests? What are their hobbies? The spiritual condition. The spiritual condition matters a lot. Especially mature in their faith. And so you have to know that you should do deep teaching and tell them to change, or should you just share the knowledge first and warm it up and eventually say, oh, by the way, I've been teaching on that topic. This year we have to start changing. Yeah. First, I just tell you that alcoholism is bad. I just kind of mentioned that gambling is bad. So I'm throwing out all the knowledge. Just like going to college. All you do is learn all the books, read your books, your chapter, write a report on it. It's boring stuff, but we're throwing you the knowledge. When you get in the field, it's different. Yeah. So you put in your that they're very mature. They don't even know ABC. So just keep feeding them. But maybe year 2, year 3, I'm going to start telling them, I've been teaching you guys about alcoholism. It's about time we quit. There is an issue in our church. Half the men drink. Half the young people go clubbing. Yeah, every wedding, funeral, we still serve alcohol like it's a party. And we've been learning, and it's time that they change. Our action needs to change. No more knowledge. You have enough knowledge. It's time to practice the Word of God. And so, what level are they at? So some churches are just at that stage. They're just being fed. Keep teaching them because they don't even know. Once they know ABC, they know how to read, we're going to start telling them that learning wasn't for fun. That's learning is to prepare you that year 2 and 3, you better start acting. Yeah, you better change. You make you change after 3-4 years. But the spiritual condition, no matter, Lumocho, the temptation that they face as Christian leaders. Part of knowing our fly, yet what temptation do they face? Nowadays, I like to ask people when I go to their city, what are some issues in your community that causes problem for your church? I use example near my town, but probably in Green Bay, when the Oneida Casino opened up in Green Bay, it slowly infiltrated the church. And it is a temptation for our community. And I found out that some of our church member goes there. So they told this lady goes there. Oh, I didn't know that. They told me that oh, good night, put it on ye. Sifu got you born, or you gamble. Oh, I need to teach more. Yeah. You need to teach more that that's not how you live. Proverbs that you work hard little by little, it's how you gain. We don't gamble with life, we don't gamble with our money. Yeah, that eagerness to get rich, yeah, and the love for money. Yeah, but you have to know the temptation in your environment. Some places could be as neutral as hunting and fishing. There's some town that they don't do Thanksgiving celebration. It's either the week before or the week after. The week the opening in Wisconsin, it is hot. They just yeah. I'm going to start teaching them to value family and the church. And then it's coming, year 3, that young teen's going to cut their neck. No more hunting and fishing on Thanksgiving week. Hunting and fishing. My family has never ate a Thanksgiving dinner together. Yeah. And I'm pretty sad because I really, yeah, my dad's a big hunter, and he will not miss even Sunday. I'm glad that the Thanksgiving get Thursday through Sunday, 4 free days. That's your 4 free days. It's not free. Your family is paying the price, and the church have to work around your schedule. And if half the man does it, the whole church have to suffer. Thanksgiving you see how bad that is to a church? But we are going to tell them that these are the temptation living in Wisconsin, these deer hunters. And these deers taking a lot of our times. Yeah. Yeah, they are the problem too, the deer hunter. It's mainly the deer. But sometimes, I'm just using an example, but the economic situation of your church, you need to know how. They talk as leader, we get ambitious. I don't isolate you. I just talk the same conversation in many churches. You're professional or blue collar. What's their normal income? What's normally the rate that is acceptable? Yeah. And you run the church according economically, financially to you. Just at your annual conference, you know that Sacramento raised $1 million this summer. Sacramento raised $1 million. Yeah, their church might be demographically different. Maybe they're all professional, and it doesn't do any good if you find out that one of their members gave $500,000. So I always tell people, they raised $100,000, but was it 100 family or 2 family? So that doesn't mean anything. That means 2 rich people in their church just donate. It's okay. Your farmers, produce, it's okay. More plenty of veggie, everybody in our church is farmers. Perhaps that may be better. But But part of could be to value others. As a leader, in order for us to value others and look into their interests, we cannot know them until we build relationship with them. Could build relationship. No one's friendly. Sometimes church, let's build relationship. That's very stuck up individuals. Yeah, that's very immature. You're just trying to get the facts. Build relationships. Lead. It's hard for you to be a leader when you're not really trying to engage with people. They can see right through you. cho họ có chuyện tới này cứ nhà take interest in them. How can you veil their interest when you don't know their interest? Yeah. You should do what time. You to establish our relationship. Nó tại you lúc po, you change po, you nhà po. And mấy thầy cho thì you chủ yếu cho tới này là nữ trust you hay nữ or you to phong you. It's a bit of nhỏ cái nữ rồi. I want to show our board gets along very well. And so bây giờ cho tụi lòng tụi cho cô. Every time a new elder comes in, they say, "This is what you do at board meeting." What do you mean? It may be yeah, whatever. It just depends on the topic. I mean, we do vote on budgets and deal with issues, but there are times when we're friendly. Yeah. They think that we're just a bunch of very serious individuals. No, we don't do that. Yeah, we're just human. I would hate to go to board meeting. You're enemies. If person A is going to be yelling and person B is going to answer, then I have to decide who's right. Yeah. That's why you're too stressed before the meeting even starts. You know what? We're a bunch of friends. Let's just talk it out. Let's just see how we could figure this thing out. Relationship, you to know. It could be a matter of relationships. Có một good relationship mà có hai tụi này ở cái dạng chỉ chuyện là bao nhiêu đó, cho họ ta take care about you nè. As a leader, giờ ta tụi này nhà có tụi này chuyện có là, thì có cái dạng very dumb là, it might be successful because, but let's just do what the leader says, because they trust you and they like you. We should go listen. Yeah, loud. So there are some people that just want to learn, especially the women. Never been to a Pharisee training or something. And this guy just gave out the Bible for free. He started teaching, yeah. And they were excited. The kids were excited while the disciple kicked them out. Jesus, oh yeah, they could come. Sit on my lap. And he touched her hair and he said, yeah, it's okay. Which has insulting. The kingdom belongs to such as these. Of course, he's playing with words, but and they're eating with tax collectors and prostitutes and sinners. That's why everybody loved Jesus. It's like, man, I don't think he likes me, but we could get along. Yeah, Isaiah 53, verse 2a, or 2b, verse 3. He had no beauty. Very important, another prophecy about the suffering servants. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. Nothing in his appearance or his face that we should desire him. He was despised, rejected by mankind, a man of suffering, familiar with pain, like one from whom people hide their faces. He was despised, and we held him in low esteem. There's nothing about the guy. His appearance is ugly. It's not critique. Stop drawing the Jesus of a nice long hair, flawless in his face. Everything's so cool. According to Isaiah, he's either normal or worse. Okay, Jesus just a normal. He's a carpenter. He's a blue collar. Probably get scratched sometime. Yeah. Isaiah, there is no beauty or majesty. He doesn't look like a king. He's not handsome. His appearance no one desires. He's despised and rejected by mankind. Yeah, like one whom people hide their faces. Get away, that guy, the ugly guy is coming by, the mean guy is coming by, whatever. But he's not attractive physically now. Don't depend on the physical attraction and your whatever. Follow all those things are secondary to the fact that got more good relationship to me. After the Civil War, the North and the South have great animosity. They hate each other. That's Civil War. And so it was surprising that President Lincoln keep on inviting dignitaries and past generals and people to visit him. So mới ra bố chạy to the White House. They did to President Lincoln tang. Oh, the people were so mad. So bố mi tang President Lincoln official that president. You know who that guy is? He said, yeah, that's why I invited him. During the Civil War, he's just ruthless. You know, when we look at that guy, we're ready to pull a trigger. He's a traitor that should be killed on the spot. Oh, he should have been dead. Yeah. President Lincoln thought, am I not destroying my enemies by making them my friends? Yeah. I have killed my enemy, but not with bullets. My friendliness and my relationship has turned my enemy into a friend. Your bao cho nên có lead, especially cho nên could hate you, cho nên could give you a hard time. There's something about you they don't like. Maybe you're not interested in their life. Maybe they try to make a point and you never listen as a leader. That's why they have issues with you. Learn to build relationship. Once you have relationship, then you will start to know the interests and you could value them more. And number 3, to value, you must compromise as much as possible. Of course, we never compromise God's word. That's assume lẽ. Cứ bé chọn chỉ mà bé chỉ làm mà chỉ suy cái trái. Đó là bé cho issue in leadership in church. Chỉ do cái trái lý cho, chỉ do văn chữ sự luôn này. I can't even think of one, but to be safe, I might say there's 1 or 2 churches that is splitting and have issue because of theological issues. Đó là phần đau, bé cho mong chơi cứ sĩ tờ nè, cũng chú có con chú cũng có cho chỉ do bé cho chỉ do, thì sĩ讲sĩ chế cho nhà chỉ thư rồi, giờ mấy sai mấy sinh sư, thế nói là nếu thế dạng là cứ it's very easy to compromise. Serve 5-year term, 10-year term, can it be 2-year term? You're monopolizing this leadership aspects of Beilu Church. But it's always these things that can be compromised. Bây giờ mình bây giờ church bây giờ ministry mà phình到只望去是咯，古今准备忙就搞咩忙真足呢呀？You could say, okay, fine. If you're not a morning person, we'll go to the Hmong New Year at 10 or 11. It's compromisable, nah. You got more evangelize. I think of that because we do that. Yeah, they evangelize at Hmong New Year. So you guys, I don't know why you guys like to go at 8. You thought, oh, you know what? That's a small issue. Let's, I'll tell the committee that we'll go at 10 or 11. Is that okay? And I say, yeah, that just solves it. Instead of saying, oh, 什么操到你东给嘛，要是神神族哦。呀，边那边只考个神人数，你知道多少了来？这哦，个是我来帮 add insult to injury 啊，这帮下日气，这帮啊没就红过了，冇什么咯。然后就有在 ，okay, now you just have a big disagreement 就这样个种的哈。Many things in the church 它就都能够 lead, but the issue is compromisable 啊，所以你要 add it to your personality 这是。就有三了，เขาก็是จะชิ้นโยมาอย่าก็ชิ้นชาแล้วเขาก็ลงเต้าจะเขาจีเอาวันจุดลุนะเขาต้นสูต้นลีเปเหวันจุด頭ตื้อ and that includes worship อีสานสังเปเหโยมอีสานสังก่ออีสานสังก่ออีโม but knowing your flag and your people how many works third shift and second shift how many works weekend does it affect everybody all these things อย่ายุ่งๆas a leader you learn to compromise the things are compromisable อย่างเกิดหลงเต้าจะเล่นหลงอย่างเตะหาหูแล้วโอเคกูมันแบนThat's value in them. ก็หาเลยก็เลยเจ if it means that much, if you cannot attend, they will change it. And some people are just too strict as leaders, and we cannot. In fact, that's very selfish. อยู่แต่โอ้กูเลยก็รู้ชีอีซ่ากูต้องพูดเลยชั่วโมงสุดเจ that's 9 hours of sleep already. ที่กูสารไม่จะกูเชื่อ all that's your problem. You should have went to school and got a better job. You should have picked first shift. Yeah, we'll pray for you, honey, so that you could get a first shift job. So you could come to meeting at 7 or 8 a.m. And you know what? I'm just free. So you may touch like 7 or 8. I just come to church at 9. Could not try to come out. Yung Jong, the pay you, or take your good, young good, pay compromise, I'll be to compromise. Including the young lady, Yoto Jane. Yoto Jane, also church always lose member initially. To pay to compromise. And sometimes not the money. Sometimes it is, sometimes the building. Yeah, let me your banquet hall or something. Just turn it into a church. Some people have issue with it all. Church, we don't know how many times they dance and drink alcohol. Yeah. They're bothered by it. Like you could say, well, it's up to you. Everybody have to think it through. That yeah, it's fine. But maybe make compromise. Would change it completely. Is that okay? Yeah. And you just have to work it out as a leader. You really have to work on your skill. 看到也好，佢幫助佢比較少。2 Timothy 2:23. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. And the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but must be kind to everyone, able to teach, not resentful. 望住佢都開咗主，借住幾句嘢是講是借，但我做俾住是好聲。望住佢都開咗主，借但我但是要主 be kind, able to teach, not resentful. 借得幾句題。只讓字偏上是講是借，就當你個人是講是借嘅，望住自己自卑了。Don't just fight just for fighting's sake, quarrel for quarrel's sake. We try to be kind, we try to get along wherever we can, we try to fix it. We must value others. 但是佢想讓咗beside value others 呢，還是一個標註being the nature verse 6. Who, Jesus, being the nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used for his own advantage. We value others. We're not power-driven. Jesus, you make it very clear that who being very nature, God, that he did not consider equality with God something to be used for his advantage. You assert authority that I know that's what you say, God, but you know, we're equal, right? So I actually think that we should change. That's human. That's you and me. Yeah, you are Kushima, Longome, Halume, Shajitope, Jamotion, the she, Kusagame, Shaibe, how church membership, Movan Tonhaho. Yeah, the Mohammed Movan, she don't show me all. Oh, Manote, be one banhale. 咩大個俾沙羅蒙嗰個，一度落水的哦，咁我西邊就落錢鐘啊，咩事？所以廿歲就落啊，就落咗嚟講。哦，這是皮嚟的，就覺得哦 ，yeah，I guess， 就好 we love to use our advantage 呢。We used to use advantage， 就落下一個 ，there's two sides 呢。There's no such thing as equality in mankind， รู้啦。You know, we always ask, and my grandkids ask this, and I asked when I was young, you still ask sometimes? Is the Father the head of the Son? Does the Son submit to the Father and have to do everything that God commands? So keep on saying this, the Trinity, and they have equal power, maybe equal nature, like using this term, but it seems like they don't. Yeah, he doesn't know the time he's coming back. When I go, I will send the Spirit. So the Father sends the Son, and John 3:16, the Son sends the Spirit. Wouldn't the commander send the person being sent? Yeah, I really think there's some kind of structure. Maybe the Trinity is not equal. And in our sinful nature, it doesn't work. Yeah, there's no such thing as being equal. But Christ did something that we're not used to. Christ, being the nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his advantage. So I thought that why does it work for the Trinity? Why does it work for Jesus Christ? Because he chooses to. He chooses to submit. He's not power hungry. I have the right to reject. What did he pray at the garden? Yeah, Father, if it's your will, take the cup away. But don't do as I will, do as you will. Yeah. The two of them understood exactly what must be done. They gave to Jesus everything that the Son submit is out of his free will submission. Everything the Spirit submit and does according to the Son is his willingness to submit. And John Chang, that's something for us to learn. We have the attitude of humility. Seek power. Start fighting for rights and entitlement. We have an issue in our church one time. So we have a board, but at that time the board was huge. So if your church function like this, it's okay. But we used to do this. It was the elder, and then Tao Na Che, Tao Ji Che, Lumonjo, deacon, safety team. Almost every team could more na. Automatically, board. So there's like 20, 30 of us. So one time we have an issue where to your brother na. Chỉ biết là điều gì có issue related cho tụi cha nhá. Chỉ biết là một số lần thì we thought to prevent the conflicts of interest. Chỉ biết chỉ invite nữa. But he was there, and then bây giờ later we have a little issue that we're gonna meet. Nó chỉ biết chỉ chơi nữa. Oh, that was terrible. So then when we went to the giờ tụi cha nhá chỉ cần search chỉ cần torture người ta. Well, I was right there. I'm entitled to this meeting, even though I should be there. It'll make everybody very uncomfortable, but I want to hear what's wrong with me. Well, I guess technically you are the treasurer. Yeah, we should have you there while we criticize you. Maybe that would have been good. It might change you. Oh, but it was heated. And he does have that right. When we talk about you or someone related to you, you could sit here if you're comfortable. But you don't have to. You have the right to excuse for codes of ethics and conflicts of interest. You could just leave. But there are people who feel like I'm entitled to my right. Yeah, and that's part of power seeking. You can read between the lines. Adults. Maybe they don't want to include me. Maybe they're talking about me. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe they're planning a surprise party for me. So God is with me, and I'm happy enough. He's my partner. So God, if they didn't invite me, you're not going with them, right? Okay. And so the idea of seeking power and if you have confidence in yourself, you'll notice that seeking power and recognition is less. When I go to a basketball tournament, I'm never afraid of the teams that's doing layup and shooting threes and running around and stretching their arms and legs, because I know that they want to scare us. It's their tactic of saying, we're ready. You guys going to die tonight. Yeah, or tonight or today, whatever. Yeah. But they sit quietly listening to their headphone like LeBron James. Yeah, you wonder, how good are they? Yeah, what you practice, well, they've been practicing. They're good enough that they don't have to show anybody when the game starts, and they will show up. So there are some people that they have confidence in themselves. They don't have to stretch in front of you and flex your muscle. I am who I am. As servants of Christ, I know that God calls me. And I'm confident that this project, this ministry will go well. And we're not here to please anybody. When you try to please people, I should let them know. You know, when Sifu asks me to do that, I'm going to do very well. So Sifu Sita, you are good. Okay, we're going to promote you. No, you piece of sanko lo bao. That's you bao da van shu go hukulu. So I'm promoting me halula. I'm just going to all I was directed to do. Tom way to pastor's wife, which is very young, very nervous. She feels bad for Nasifu. You know, I only see one person in the audience. I don't know why you're so nervous. Really? The church is packed. Yeah, but you only sing to God, okay? Don't worry about the crowd. And when we serve on Juna, integrity that God sees what I'm doing and He's happy. Then that's all that matters. It matter that you approve some projects will be taxing, hard for you, like you so don't accuse you falsely, like you to direct you. Servant leadership, it's okay, could be fight for power, but never ask people to do things based on authorities. You be your attitude of humility, be authority more kind. That's it's okay to be she don't need. You could through her relationship, through her love, through her hands on, through your example. Jesus went on John 13, verse 13, before He died, you wouldn't wonder you wouldn't think about what is Jesus' last word, yeah. Before he died, what would he do? Yeah. And we know the last action he did was John 13:13, washing the disciples' feet. Verse 13, you call me teachers and Lord, rightly so, because that's who I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should wash another's feet. I have set an example for you that you should do as I have done. Truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. 有呢，主耶稣呢，但咩的古有师傅，他古有咩都主，Yeah, that is correct. I am in higher position and authority than you. 好个咩的 I am the Lord is correct. 好个咩的古有都个卡咩 is correct. 但是侬侬咩都师傅哈咩都主用做咩有个道呢？To show me 哈达，只侬望我拢内容来好了呢。Perfect display 哈达。You are correct. I am higher in authority, smarter than you. I teach you everything. But in my heart, I still treat you more important than I am. คุณ做咩個代，個咩冇笑嘅啦嚇。講真，有咩係做得你呢路去打你咩邊到的？哦，佢有師傅啦，佢有出過啦，嗰啲咩包得咩散是吧？佢有對家人嘛，佢有出過，嗰啲that's just by force 嚟是吧？佢有偷拿錢啦，咪將拿錢佢使到後面係個主是。You're using authority. 用咗但好不單俾都行啲，有個 more good relationship， 有得你包大家有都偷 ，they will ask you。不然你但 you know 俾下單，但是師傅個人嚟講啦，個班 share 哈，偷拿錢個班 share，是俾有得你咯，個都佢 understand this concept, this idea, this ministry. Can you share? So you don't have to exercise your authority. Jesus, that I am your Lord and your teacher, but today I'm going to tell you, you have to be humble. The last thing I just want to share quickly in this last 5-10 minutes. Yeah, Jesus, the good thing about Jesus Christ is that he does more than is requested. Verse 7, rather he made himself nothing, taking the nature of a servant. God didn't ask him that he had to do that, but he did all that, and he being made in human likeness. That's already an insult. For God to be like human is an insult. So he already made himself nothing. He's a servant, and now he's human. So we don't understand that, but it's like, yeah, I just became a sheep for you sheep. Yeah, you may not see it, but it's in the same thought. He made himself nothing, a servant and a human. It's an insult to God. Why would he gonna be born a human? Well, the thought continues. Being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. So then you emphasize that, that means that he was supposed to die. Yeah, but die on the cross? So shameful. Yeah. Jesus went beyond. And I used to use this terminology. There's a big difference between A and B student. There's a big difference between B and C student. C, you're average. B, you're almost. A, you're pretty good. And then there's those that we hate, but are the best people are the A+. Okay? Yeah, we hate them. I don't know why we hate them. They're going to be our leaders one day. Yeah, we always hate good people. Yeah, we wish everybody gets C because then we feel good. C's not bad. You all got C, right? Yeah, it makes us feel good. We're all dumb, right? Yeah. That's it. Jesus is A+. That's what this verse is saying. He made himself nothing, even though the nature of God, he became and took the nature of a servant, made in human likeness, found like a man, obedient, but death on the cross? Why does he have to always go beyond? Yeah. To be a good servant and humble servant is you always go beyond. Go beyond, don't you impress whether they say it or they recognize it. You go me, that's in the pin of chang. You thought that there's something, his brain is wired different. Yeah. I don't know why he always do the extra. Go more cafe. I told him give me coffee, but he bring me fruits and pancakes and everything. It's like, you don't have to, but hey, I do like it though. Yeah. You always go beyond. These kind of people, in their mind is always like, yeah, they asked me to do something, but I'm going to do even better than that. Or if you have that kind of mind, you're awesome. 2 Timothy 2:4. No one serves as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs. He rather tries to please his commanding officer. 所以上船到人，上岸到人，但是你喺度等你覺得 I have a job to do. I will just do it. Do it well. Do it right. 唔知 care what other people think. 佢做我個用嚟嚇。有做嘅佢俾我係 very minimal，所以你都看到的俾就等你佢呢是生氣啦。You have to think you're very envious, very jealous, very concerned about how everybody's doing. So I started using a term so stop looking around. It doesn't matter what people put in the plate. If you have temptation and gouge out your eye, okay, you're going to be somebody that to join that today I'm happy to bring something God has blessed me with, and it doesn't matter if everybody gives $1,000. I'm giving my $20. Yeah, I don't have to look at the $1,000 and feel bad. I don't have to look at the guy that doesn't give and feel good. It's between me and God. To pay servant truly, my Peter, I have one officer that I must please, and I will do the best I can. All we think about. How can I have this vain conceit? So as you serve unto, don't you about that? Oh, shut low, shut wrong, to fuki, had no luing. Go have me, or no chang. They told, nearly pay sure I pay him so hot on ya. They told you could be that, hey, can you check the door, make sure it's locked? But a good person goes and they check the door and they check the inside and turn off all the lights, and they even notice little things. They go, oh, I didn't ask you to go to the boiler room and check that, but thank you. Now we know that it's leaking. Yeah, it's like, man, you did a lot. I thought I would send you to do a 10-minute task, but you spent 30 minutes there and you told me all the details, so thank you. We'll call someone to fix it. They're ready to obey anything. Got me on the chin or chang. So got that like if I go walk 1 mile, that should walk 2 miles. Because the more cho me, I should more cho loon to her. It's just a name I got about A+. So get a pay, your name could she sank key her, pay or kaju, my pay, your name could to fuki, you knock to go. I share the story that I mean, you can, Captain Francisco Schettino. He's Italian, so I always end in no. So Schettino, back in 2012. Lou cruise no John Pagena near Italy. Lungon no people. Just like Titanic, but real life. But the sad thing is, suffer, but the captain jumped out already. Find out, wait, where's the captain? Yeah, tell us what to do. He's the expert. How do we get the ship back? Are we going to continue navigating or should we stop? How are we going to give direction? Everybody's in chaos. They found out the guy already took off. And they arrested him. 30 people died. He was sentenced to 16 years for negligence. He did not commit murder. It's just negligent. 但是做嘅佢俾我往住嚟路引住，做飛機我個個住我個當咧，怎麼慢做住？因為佢差咩路當路住的，俾嘢就等你佢攞往住嚟路，嘅我好佢用嚟要我到，所以上做嚟都。John 10 verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired man is not the shepherd and does not care about the sheep. When he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he's a hired man and cares nothing about the sheep. That's John 10, 11 through 13. 都佢只有主要樣嘛，不忙多嘛，只嚟只先嚟只 care 呢，一樣都咁說。一樣俾人攞，又俾住做副企，俾住扶翻住，點冇對面，也俾慢慢住。但是我講下做咩？係做沙做翻住。 You want to no, you we submit ourselves to God. Like, God, whatever you do, tell me. I will do it 2 times better than you think. Yeah, that's the right attitude. I am very humble. Like, if I stay with you guys here, and your mayor comes by and if we want to, can you come and just, drive me around town? And I would look at you guys and say, he didn't ask you. He didn't ask you, did he? Yeah. How did he know me? The mayor wants me to drive him and show him all clear, even though we will both be lost. But hey, yeah, at least I was recognized, no, not, and you're not. 看到有好久往主之路看的，被招杀往主列路，就好往主要都个要逢个忙出背。John Matthew 25, this promise, the last verse. The king will say to those on the right, "Come, you are blessed by my Father. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came and visit me." Then the righteous will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and fed you, thirsty and gave you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick and in prison and come to visit you?" The king replied, "I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it for me." The reason I love this verse, be 祝福起，被我导养，一定是被路过摩哈杜沙的 man. I try to be kind, humble. I try to establish relationships. I try to value. I always compromise and please others, and no one sees. Yeah. ก็เขาว่าเราคุณอะไรจ้ะ祝福เจ้าจงตัวเขาจะต้องนี่คือต่อเขา blessing นะ and going to heaven and staying in the right hand of God. You know what they said? I didn't do that. I think you have the wrong person. That's what God said. No, you did it. You did it. 望主ปู่จะเล่นหนูไม่โอ้นะซัดเซอร์เลย Don't worry. God sees what you do. In fact, when no one your reward me, oh no, God, I'm not gonna take it. It doesn't belong to me. So they give me a trophy. I say, oh, I wasn't even at the tournament. I didn't play. Say, oh no, the trophy says your name on it. Take it, yeah. And you reluctantly take it, but it belongs to you. The leader, the king says, no, it's yours. It's made for you. Stay humble. So no, humility will get you nowhere. Always assert you're right. Fight till the end. 尊敬嘅，我用祝福佢，望主ปู่做咗咩 humble yourself and do a good job，望主ปู่當咧 ，continue to have an attitude of a servant，俾共產黨主嘅。望主個做個事路樣做俾下俾當佢想做咯，睇個俾日都能夠祝福佢。The world teaches us to assert ourselves and to argue and to quarrel and to exercise authority. We are entitled to our rights and our positions. 望主 it's hard to be humble. And then like Jesus Christ, he not only finished the job, he finished it extra well. I'm going to do more. What God has asked me is so little, I'm going to do more, so it's worth him knowing me, recognizing, calling me. I feel so humble that God would call me. 一個祝福記得哦，都主包括把聲開過來，佢主我用槍咧可能係要可能。And not only the proper attitude，就都可以喺度睇教佢用的，比如個裝就是俾佢用，阿門。
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Vansu, for your message. It's a reminder that we get to be here. And that is the attitude that we need to have, because we could use our time to do a lot of other things, but the attitude that we can have today is that I get to be here. And so we have so many or so much to learn still. And we're going to take a 15-minute break, and then we're going to break out into our workshops. And again, just a reminder that Gusifun Chaiva's workshop, Adaptive Leadership, is in this room. And then the Upside Down Leader, Greatness Starts with a Towel. Pastor Charles Hamo, he's going to be in the women's ministry room. And then leading with your heart aligned with God is Nia Shia, and she's going to be in the children's church room. We have those 3 workshops, but we only have 2 rotations. And so I know that we've always got the feedback. Can we have 3 rotations so we can get to all of them? But so you guys can kind of choose which one you want to go to. We'll do 15-minute break. We will meet at 10:45 in the workshops, and then after that will be lunch at 11:45. Okay?